You walk into a room you have never been in before, and something stops you. A small, cold ripple down the back of your neck. You have been here before. The angle of the light, the way the chairs are turned, the exact arrangement of this moment. You have stood in it, lived it, known it. And at the very same instant, a second voice in your head says, "No, you haven't. You've never set foot in this place in your life." Two facts your brain swears are both true. This is new, this is old. And for about half a second, time seems to fold over on itself, and you get this strange, electric feeling that you can almost see what happens next. And then it's gone. You shake it off. You felt it 100 times. You've never once stopped to ask what it actually was. So here's the question almost nobody stops to ask. What is déjà vu, really? Because it isn't a glitch in the universe. It isn't a memory of a past life or a wrinkle in time. It's something far stranger and far more reassuring than that. It's your brain leaving you a note, a tiny error message, and once you can read it, you'll start to notice your mind is leaving these notes all the time. This is Pondara, things you never thought to wonder about. Stay with me because by the end of this, you'll have a name for at least 3 feelings you've had your whole life and never knew were even things. Let's start with the part most people get wrong about your own head. You think your brain sees the world. It doesn't. Not first. Your brain is a prediction machine. Every single second, it's guessing what's about to happen, what's around the corner, what that face means, what this room should look like. And then it checks the guess against what actually arrives. Most of the time, the guess is right, and you notice nothing at all. That smoothness, that seamless sense of just being here, that's billions of correct little predictions silently confirmed. But every now and then, the machine catches a mismatch. The guess and the world don't line up. And when that happens, your brain does what any good system does. It flags it. It sends you an error message. Déjà vu is one of those messages, and we finally know in a lab what triggers it. A cognitive scientist named Anne Cleary at Colorado State University did something clever. In a study published in 2012, she built scenes in virtual reality, a courtyard, a museum, a junkyard, and she hid a trick inside them. Some new scenes were built with the exact same spatial layout as a scene people had walked through earlier. The central statue in one room sat in precisely the spot a central potted plant had sat in another. Same arrangement, same geometry, but dressed up to look completely different. And here's what happened. When a new scene secretly matched the shape of an old one, but people couldn't consciously remember the old one, déjà vu came flooding in. Far more than for scenes that were genuinely new. The familiarity detector in their brain was screaming, "I have seen this exact arrangement before." And it was right. They just couldn't find the memory it was pointing at. That's the whole thing. That's déjà vu. One part of your memory says, "Match found." Another part says, "No record exists." The collision of those two signals, that's the ripple down your neck. Not a tear in reality, just your brain accurately noticing it's seen this shape of moment before and honestly admitting it can't tell you when. But it gets stranger, because Cleary went back and tested the spookiest part of all, that feeling you get mid-déjà vu that you can predict what's coming next. In a 2018 study, she put people inside the déjà vu state and asked them, "Can you tell what happens now?" About half of them felt a powerful sense of premonition. They were sure they knew. And when she checked whether they were actually right, they were no better than random guessing. Confident and wrong. Read that again. The single most uncanny feature of déjà vu, the sense that you're seeing the future, is itself an illusion. A feeling the glitch generates with nothing behind it. Even your brain's sense of knowing what's next is just another reading on the dial. Another note left for you that you've been misreading your whole life. And once you see déjà vu for what it is, a familiarity alarm firing by mistake, you start spotting its cousins everywhere, because it has a whole family. Glitches you've absolutely felt that almost nobody ever named for you. Here's the first one. Stare at a word, any ordinary word, door, your own name, and keep saying it. After a while, it stops being a word. It turns into a strange little arrangement of sounds and shapes, and for a second you genuinely doubt it means anything at all. That's not déjà vu, it's the opposite. The familiar going suddenly alien. It's called Jamais vu, and a researcher named Chris Moulin proved you can switch it on at will. He had people copy the same word over and over, and about 2/3 of them reported the word going weird and meaningless. With the word more than half stopped after just 27 repetitions, because it had stopped feeling like a real word. That study won an Ig Nobel Prize, and it shows the mirror image of déjà vu. Instead of false familiarity, the familiarity signal simply fatigues and drops out. Here's the second. That word, sitting right on the tip of your tongue. You know it. You know what it means. You might even know the first letter, and you cannot retrieve it. It's maddening, and it lands 1 to 4 times a week for most of us. That's a glitch too. It even has a name, sometimes called Presque, almost seen. And the lovely part, it isn't that you've lost the word. The knowledge is fully there. It's a retrieval failure. The file exists. The address is just momentarily gone, which is why it resolves itself over 90% of the time, popping into your head an hour later in the shower. Your brain knew that it knew. It was just leaving you the note while it searched. So now look at the 3 of them together. Déjà vu, false familiarity. Jamais vu, familiarity that fails. The tip of the tongue, knowledge you can't reach. 3 completely different feelings. And every single one is the same machine doing the same job, checking its own work, catching a mismatch, and telling you. They aren't your brain breaking down. They're your brain's quality control, running so constantly, so quietly, that you only notice on the rare moment it leaves a message on the screen. And here's the part that I find genuinely beautiful, the part that ties this to something we wondered about before. Déjà vu peaks when you're young. Around 18 to 24, it happens most often. And then, slowly, across the rest of your life, it fades. To feel déjà vu, your brain has to catch the clash between familiar and, no, I haven't. That takes a sharp, alert checker. As we age, that checker quietens. We stop catching the false alarms. Meanwhile, the tip of the tongue glitch does the exact opposite. It grows, until people in their 80s get it twice as often as students. One glitch fades, the other rises, and between them they trace the quiet story of a brain growing older, slowly trusting its guesses more and reaching for the truth a little slower. Which means déjà vu isn't a fault in you at all. It's a sign the alarm still works. It's your memory, caught in the act of checking itself. Proof that somewhere behind your eyes, a system is running maintenance on your entire sense of reality, every second, for free, your whole life long. The glitch was never the problem. The glitch is the evidence. One quiet, honest note before we go. The everyday kind we've been talking about, the half-second ripple, here and gone, is completely harmless, and almost everyone gets it. There's a rarer version that comes wrapped in fear or dread, alongside other odd signals like a sudden smell or a rising feeling in the stomach, and lasts longer or repeats. That one is worth mentioning to a doctor. But the ordinary flicker, the one you felt walking into a room, that's just your mind doing its job, leaving you a note. Because here's the thing about your brain's error messages. There's one more, and it's the strangest of them all. It's not a feeling you get alone. It's a memory thousands of people share, vividly, in perfect detail. And all of them are wrong about it in the exact same way. A whole crowd remembering something that never happened. They've even given it a name. That's the next video. If this one made you see that flicker differently, if you've got a name now for something you felt your whole life, subscribe to Pondara and keep wondering about the things you never thought to wonder about. I'll see you in the next quiet moment.